Welcome back, everybody. So we're out here this morning getting equipment fueled up, as you can see, and I'm blowing filters out. Every morning, this year at least, with bean harvest, we're having to literally every single morning blow out every filter on the combine. And it is just packed full. All this that you see here, this is all dust, all from the filters. So, got this combine done. I mean, I forgot to put them back in, but that one's almost done. Bean head's fixed. His bean head's good to go. Just got to get his filters blown out and get him fueled up and deffed up. As I wait for this one, my pump's leaking again. I put it together right like 3 different times now, and it doesn't have a bypass. That probably would help the cause, but I feel like it still shouldn't be blowing. We're running it at half idle, and it just wants to keep blowing. I don't understand it. I think I'm done. I think my nozzle finally clicked off like it's supposed to. It did too. Beautiful. Now I gotta come back up here and put some hydraulic oil in it. Anyways, so we're getting ready to finish up 2 little patches. We're getting ready to finish up 2 little patches. One's down the road. My dead pump's still going too. That ain't very smart of me. There we go. So we got 2 little patches. We got 10 acres down the road here, and then we got an 18 down the blacktop. And then all the beans on this road will be done. I think the plan is we're gonna move back home, and we're gonna knock out the soybeans at home and then bring all the beans back. So we have a little over 1,000, I think 1,050 acres of beans left, not including our 220 acres of double crop beans. So those aren't ready though. So gonna try to knock out as much as we can by Monday. They're calling for some rain, which at that point means we shilled some corn. We switched to corn yesterday and the day before due to we had about 4/10 of rain, so the beans wouldn't cut, but they ended up being able to cut by the time we got switched over. But we wanted to get the cornfield out. It's actually just right down there, down the road, gravel road. This is the dead end road, so we got that taken care of. But the corn's running 14% and 13% already. So I'd say we can start putting corn in a bag if we want to switch. But as of right now, the plan is to stick with beans and try to get beans done. Because if we don't, and then all of a sudden we get a frost, all our beans are suddenly going to start popping. Those of you that don't know what I mean, they literally get so dry that they pop out of their pods, and then you have a bunch of beans on the ground. And all your yield's gone, just like that. Matt's doing chores. Dad and Jeffrey just took 2 semis to the house. I'm going to be getting hauled back out here. Now look how dusty this stuff is. It is horrible this year. Fix my filter real quick. There we go. And that one goes in like that. Jeez, Christmas. By far the worst I think I've ever seen soybeans, as far as dirty wise. Ooh, that was obnoxious. Terrible. Daisy Christmas. Anyways, I'm gonna hurry up and get to the combine done before everybody gets here. I'm gonna hop off here. We'll catch you guys in the field. Appreciate y'all tuning in again for another video. Let's keep pumping these videos out. We're not quite halfway done yet, but we're getting closer. A couple more days, we'll be halfway done with everything, I think. So, but one step at a time. I'm gonna get this all taken care of, and we'll catch you guys in the next clip. Oh, well, alrighty then. We're getting started. We actually went and did the 10 acres down the road, but it was pretty tough and there was rocks. I just wanted to pay attention to what I was doing. We moved down the blacktop about 5 miles, came to this 23 acres before we head back towards home. It's the last patch on this field of beans. I mean, we still got corn here, but we're just trying to get all the beans out like I said previously. About full. Making our way straight through. We'll come back and finish second ender on, just making it easier on the cart to get through the middle. And I'm trying to get full so I can get a semi out of here, because I'm sure he's waiting already. We got 160 down home, 178, a 72, a 56, and then down home will be finished. We got about 1,000 acres, like I said, aside from our double crop beans. We'll finally have these darn beans done. I've always dreaded bean harvest. It's an easy job. You're sitting in a seat at the end of the day and collecting a paycheck. I just like corn more. I plant corn. I take a lot of pride in the corn. I like doing everything I can for the corn. Not that I don't for the beans, but you know, I'm already in the corn planter. I can control everything. I like all this stuff a lot better. Beans are slow, which corn makes it feel like it goes slow, but you feel it almost quadruple faster. But I don't know. We're just getting along here. And we're getting along. It's been a little bit since I recorded. We got moved to this field, just kind of been focusing on everything. Matt got slugged up, had to dig him out. There's still a little bit of string beans in here, the green ones, and which kind of odd. It's a late maturity, but it was first planted. It's this Pioneer 4.3s. They're yielding, this field at least is yielding really well. And we just came out of a field of 4.3s, and they must not have got a rain or something happened out there. It was quite a difference in the yield. Nevertheless, still going. They're feeding a lot better. I'm able to run over 3 miles an hour. So, I'm gonna knock out these patches. There's one there, one there, one there, one here across the pond dam. Matt's doing a flat. He apparently clogs up, which this could just be his way of getting out of inrows, cubby holes, but he's been clogging up every single time that he goes around the edge of fields. So I'm kind of giving him a break at the moment, and I'm letting him do all the flat of this field, which is pretty convenient for him because it's a big flat. It's probably one of the biggest flats we have. Things I do. Got to keep the operation rolling. Anyway, it hasn't been that bad of a day. If we can get this farm knocked out, and the 2 farms this morning will be pushing about 190, 180. It's a pretty good day for jockeying around. We had to move probably 20 miles, somewhere in there. Kind of meant to not grab the camera all day today. We're supposed to be, potentially, we're going to go do our March planted beans tomorrow, as long as we get this done in a fashionable time, which if all goes planned, we definitely will get there tomorrow. It's just down the road. And I just want to record that, let you guys know what the 30-inch beans did. They were planted like March 15th, somewhere in there. I mean, it was middle of March, I think, or early March, one of the two. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what the yield. Me personally, I know why Dad switched from 30s to 15s is because the chemical wasn't as advanced as it is now, and the weeds and stuff would just come back 10 times faster on 30s, because on 30s you just have that big gap between the plant, whereas 15s, they close the row quicker, so it doesn't allow sunlight to the ground, then plants can't grow through. 30s take a little bit longer, so it'll allow stuff to grow through. So far, we did the exact same stuff that we do to these 15s to those 30s, and the weeds didn't come into the 30s. So I don't think chemistry will be a problem. We just gotta make sure it yields the same, if not more. I'm hoping more, and I'll be able to do more trials next year, which I plan on doing no matter what. But me personally, I'd love to go back to 30s. I didn't get to see the 30s. I planted a little bit of 30s, I guess, but I never harvested the 30s. The reason I'd like to go back to 30s is we can get rid of both 15-inch bean planters. That's another thing. Workers, it's very hard to come by, especially good ones that know what they're doing. Our workers know what they're doing. We're all guilty of having those days where you couldn't catch a break even if you tried. But for the most part, we all are in sync, know what we're doing, know where we're going, know a lot about the equipment and stuff and what we do. Everybody has their part and does their part, does a good job here. But eventually, I'd like to take a little bit more slack off of Dad, and I'll probably end up being the one who sprays all the crops, even though he usually does first pass until I get done planting corn. And then, but we get 2 30s, somebody can go plant the beans, someone can plant the corn, or they both can plant the corn, they both can plant the beans, it doesn't matter. You get the beans and the corn in a certain time frame, which is critical. It helps on yield. So there's a lot of factors into this for the long-term plan. Don't know if it'll come true or not. But if the data is there, it'll come true eventually. It's not going to happen next year by any means, or the year after, but 5 years down the road, if it's still holding on, we'll be all right. So aside from that, we're going to keep rolling here. I'll probably record just a little bit more tonight, and then we'll make the 2-part video for the 30-inch rows tomorrow, and we'll record all day tomorrow and make another video. So appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're all here. We all want to get to know you guys and answer your questions. So thank you all. Howdy, everybody. Good grief. Find my hat. Getting a late start. The fog sat in the field, or not in the field. It sat everywhere. It sat absolutely everywhere all day, almost. Kind of got out of here about 1 o'clock. It's 3:30 now. Dad's up from at the combine. I'm in mine. They're running a little over 14%. And I came back here to cut my 30-inch plot. You can see between the rows a little bit. So that's how you know the 30s, but they are absolutely loaded with pods. So I stated this before. I would love to go back to 30s. The reason Dad switched from 30s to 15s is because of weed pressure. We sprayed this 30 plot the same with everything else, same time, same everything, and we don't have anything in the 30s either. I would like to go back to 30s for the simplicity of 2 planters, not 3 anymore. We can get 2 60-foot planters, plant all the corn, plant all the beans, hit the time windows, you'd be done. A lot of money involved in that. Probably going to take a while. Going to take more tests to do. So the goal is for these 30s, yield-wise, to average 50 and above. The 15s were around, I think right around 53. Mind you guys, before all you guys going, oh, that's what everything's yielding. It's not the total yield of the field. This is a square plot that is literally on flat, good soil. It's just a square plot in the middle of the field, the best part of the field. I got 15s on the outsides, 30s in the middles. I got some 30s planted at 115.95 and 85,000 population. So keep that in mind. That said, at 115, we are not a lot above it, but we are maintaining right where the 15s were. 30s, by the way, you'd be saving population, so you'd be saving some money in seed as well. So far, so good. We're going to keep seeing what's happening. I mean, they are just some bushy plants. I think I kind of screwed up a little bit when I planted this, and you guys seen this. This is my March planted beans. It was a little bit damp conditions, but I planned on planting corn the next day, so I kind of just went out and did it. I should have just waited another day, let it dry out some more, and then planted it. For some reason, my cornfields was a lot drier than the bean fields. I'm assuming because of all the corn trash. We didn't have a lot of breakdown and all that stuff just because of the winter that we had. So that could have played a factor in it. I'm sure Dad would be able to clarify that just a little bit better than me. But yeah, so but I am picking out a plot. We're gonna do another plot next year, maybe even another field. As long as these do above 50 and above, I'd be tickled. But they always claim the earlier planted beans, the better they should be. So these are 30s planted March 15th. They're doing pretty well. Not our best beans. Not our worst beans, though. Doing good. Anyway, we're going to cut this strip, and I'll probably come and find another strip. I'm in the 115 now, so I need to go find a 105, and then find a 95 and an 85. Because some of the stuff didn't come in all the way through, so we kind of had to replant a little bit of it. That's why I said I should have waited till better conditions. It'll be okay though. So, I go find that. I'll tune in here in a bit. Well, these are my 30s. You can barely make them out, but they had to get replanted. So comparing with the 15s they're doing to my 30s. So far, I only could do 4 swipes of the 30s. 3 of them was actually in the different populations. 1 of them I can't get to. But I got to the very lowest one, I got to the highest one. So between 115,000 population and 85,000 population, there was no difference whatsoever on 30s. They literally averaged the same, almost spot on. And there was no replanting those at all. So today's Saturday, boys. We're off. Me and Dad are gonna come out and load a couple trucks, but they're still too wet. So I think we're gonna go put a bag on the bagger and get that ready. I think we're gonna switch to corn. We're right where we was a long time before we switched to beans. I think we're gonna jump right back into that and knock out this area. There's some hunters, and they like their stuff out early. Because of that belt stuff. So, of course, I'm wanting to drag up a little bit here. They're damp, and they don't like damp conditions. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off here, and we're gonna see you guys in the morning. Should be back on corn. I'm gonna get the drone out and get you guys a little footage. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you in the next one. Well, not the next video. We'll see you tomorrow.